8, let's say, I have to count, it might be 29 of Totally Tuned In. Really excited about today's episode, Online Business 101, where to start and what to do, which has been interesting for me to realize I really am passionate about sharing that, even though I would never describe myself as a business coach. I'm just me, and I love to help people to live their best lives, and that includes abundance and creating an income in a way that lights you up. So I've done that, I'm doing that, and I'll never look back. So I love to help other people do that too. What I'm most passionate about personally is mindset, and I'm going to touch on that. Actually, I've made a few notes. So let's get started. And hey, I've got 2 viewers. I can say hi. Yeah, the first thing that I want to say about creating an online business, I really want to emphasize how easy it is. We make it difficult, and it really is easy. Literally, right now, if you have no online business, you can declare yourself an online business owner. You can just, right after these tips, you can go and get started. So, obviously, you have to, really depending on what you want to do. This online business can cover, anything from creating jewelry and selling it online, creating products, to coaching or healing or anything. Obviously, you've got to be able to or know how to have some training in what you want to do if you want to be a coach, for example, online. So this, I'm going to focus mainly on people like coaches like me, because that's what I have most experience with. And if there's a physical product that you want to create, don't tune out, stay tuned in, because you'll still pick up some tips. And yeah, you can use Google for the rest of the tips about how to. There's shops like Etsy where you can sell your jewelry, etc. But also, even if you're selling a physical product, these same tips apply. So let me get started. First thing that I want to say is, the first thing I want to do is start with a disclaimer and say these are my personal tips. You could go to another person who would give you completely different tips and lots of rules and strategies about how to create your online business and how to create a following and make money. So I started out that way. It's funny. I never actually consciously said, I'm going to create myself an online business. It just kind of, I fell into it, I think. And you know what? I'm not even sure where it started. Now that I think about it, I was coaching and Skype. Yes. So I was a facilitator of the work of Byron Katie, and I was working with clients over Skype. And I guess I started to just post on Facebook, I'm giving this workshop, etc. So that's the start of it, right? An online business is really just sharing yourself online and selling online. So at the time, I was still seeing clients in person. I still actually am seeing clients in person. Not so often, though. It's mainly over Skype. And that's what defines an online business. I'm in my office, in my home, and I've got my business. I've got a registered business where I'm working with people over Skype or over Zoom, or like this right now over Facebook. It's just fantastic. The online world gives such freedom. And that part about people say, oh, but I wouldn't like to be on my own at home. I don't feel on my own at all. I'm continuously connecting with people. I'm connecting right now. And for me, it really works. I get to pick my children up and work around if they've got events. I don't have to ask a boss permission. The flexibility is awesome. Now, it's still very much, you've got to really work a lot to grow it. I'm not saying that it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy in that respect. And the freedom that it gives is worth it for me. And for so many others who are doing it, and there's just more and more people coming online now. So yeah, my disclaimer is these are my personal tips. There's lots of different ways of creating an online business. Trust what you are drawn towards. So I started out not having a clue. Yeah, so I went online, and then I think I just read something somewhere about make money faster. I can't remember it was what it was, to create via webinars, and I invested a lot of money in that, and that was not a good idea. I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. And, if I'd been much further ahead, maybe, and still, I just don't enjoy that approach, that numbers and strategy approach. I much prefer an organic approach. So here's my approach, and which I absolutely fully embrace doing now. And thanks to an awesome mentor who I follow, and she's on target, I think, to earn $500,000 this month. And her message is just be yourself, be you, and show up every day. Kat Laterzo is her name if you want to check her out. And that for me is like, yes, it is possible to show up, be myself, and earn $500,000 or earn whatever amount. We can, that's a fantastic thing about online business as well. We get to grow and expand as we learn more and get more experience. But the number one thing that I want to say about creating an online business is that show up every day, as I am showing up right now. Show up every day, showing your expertise, sharing your expertise, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't want to, because that done is better than perfect is one of my favorite mottos. And get it done, because as you get it done, you get more comfortable talking about your passion, whatever you're offering, and people get to benefit from it, and you get practice. If you're deciding, and this is the biggest mistake, is if you're deciding I'm not ready yet, or the classic mistake, my website isn't ready yet, which is complete rubbish because it's not even necessary a website. So I would say you can create a website if you want, but Facebook is like a perfect website. You can already, on your personal page, start posting, create a group, letting people know this is what my expertise is, this is what I'm sharing about, a Facebook group, or create a Facebook business page. Go on Google and there's brilliant tutorials on that. Create a Facebook business page. That's probably the best place to start. Create a Facebook business page, start sharing every single day, at least once. If you really want to be dedicated, post several times a day, really valuable content so that people get to know you, they get to like you, and they get to trust you. It's called the KLT factor. And you want to build the KLT factor by letting people get to know you, like you, and trust you. So you do that by sharing your Facebook business page, and then you can share your business page and invite people to like it, which I haven't done recently. Yeah, that's something I kind of forgot about. And there's a link, you can literally share it and say, please like my page. And I do really prefer when people just find me organically and choose to like it. So yeah, so anyway, here I have 14 tips. Let me go through them. So the first one is, what did I say? Oh, biggest mistake, prioritizing looking good visually over daily sharing. So looking good visually, that would be, oh, I don't have the right website, or I don't have the right graphics. You don't need the graphics. This is not a graphic. This is me. I'm sharing. And so just get on camera. If you're nervous on camera at the beginning, I understand. It takes practice, and you can just dive in and say, oh, I'm really scared and I'm doing this. I think I started out that way. And you can also just type, this actually, what I typed up, I'm going to share it as a blog post as well. I'm going to share these tips. So just share value. Think what would help people right now. What is it that people are struggling with that I want to help them with? What would add value to their lives? And just keep on sharing it. And don't fear that, oh no, but that they have to pay me for that. I had to pay a lot of money in order to learn that, because if they appreciate it, then they're going to want to work further with you and more in depth. If you're really walking your talk and living it is whatever that you're sharing. So actually, I should mention that for anybody watching this who doesn't know what I do, what I do is help people to live a totally awesome life in every way. So mainly by creating an online business, but not only that, I help people who are really just not happy with where they're at. They could be in a 9-to-5 job and they don't want to leave that 9-to-5 job, or in a relationship and they don't want to leave that relationship. And it's helped me with tools to find inner happiness, or help me with tools to get to the next level in my work. So that's really mindset work. That's what I'm very passionate about helping with. I'm a stickler for keeping fitness, structure, and eating healthy. So that's really important to me. I believe that in order to be in high vibration, and it's when we're in high vibration that we're really in the best position to create the life that we want, to manifest the life that we want. To be in high vibration, eating clean at least 75% of the time, and working out, moving your body daily, that's all going to raise your vibration and help you to feel good. Thinking positive thoughts, working through any negativity, working through any victimhood. That's what I help people to do. And I love to help people create their business and expand their business too. So that's what I do. So I basically show up every day sharing on topics like this, building the know, like, and trust factor, and then people reach out to me. So if you're watching this and you're tempted, reach out to me and we can discuss working together. And actually, I have a private membership program that's really, really, really peanuts cheap, $27 for 1 year. Join us in there because I'm going to be sharing lots of valuable trainings in there too. I'll share the link at the end for that. Okay, let me get on. So if you don't have a clue or you're unclear about what you'd like to do online, but you know you'd like to do something, I have a great training called What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do. That's available inside my membership program. Or you can just message me and I'll send you the link for that. That would be a good place to start. Okay, once you know what to do, if you're clear about what you do, tip number 2, I say a website isn't even necessary, only you are. Facebook is free and it's a fantastic platform. You know, you can literally create, like my membership program, I could have created it inside the Facebook group. I have a Facebook group for it, and I have separate, I use ClickFunnels for all the content. I think it's nice to be able to access it there and it's easier. But it's absolutely completely possible to just create a Facebook group and upload files in there and run it inside Facebook. So if you wanted to help 6 people bring them through a 6-week health and fitness program, for example, literally, you know, if you are a fitness expert, for example, then you can create a 6-week program, offer it very cheaply for 6 people or 4 people so that you can get experience and testimonials. And you can host all the content inside Facebook in a private group where you live stream like I'm doing, and type weekly assignments and connect with them. I mean, you can run an awesome program or membership program inside Facebook. So that is a myth about a website. It's not necessary. I have a website and it's so out of date. I just haven't gotten around to it, and it doesn't bother me too much. I'll get to it. And I know that it's really on Facebook, just sharing like this is where people are really going to find me, this live content as opposed to the static content on my website. I keep meaning to add my blog to it. I'll get there. And it's just not high priority because this is working. This way is working for me. Okay, learn to use Canva, canva.com. www.canva.com is a really good free, it's a website where you can create free graphics. And if you're posting on Facebook, then you want to have eye-catching graphics that will help draw attention to your posts. So learn to use Canva. So Facebook and Canva is really what you need for your online business. Capture people's email addresses. So you can, if you want to send them a weekly email or a newsletter, I mean, I wouldn't call it, excuse me, a newsletter like newsletter for the week of, I've seen that, you know, the week commencing June 12th or something. Instead, put a catchy title in there because you'll probably only get about 20 to 25% of people opening it. That's the reality with emails these days. And so put some thought into a title and send out an email. There's no rules. Again, there's absolutely no rules. Do it as often as you feel called to do it. Keep sharing content. And you know what? Develop a thick skin. It's okay. People will unsubscribe. Don't take it personally. We're just so inundated with emails, and just keep on moving forward and knowing that by doing that, that the people that you're meant to work with, you will, just by keeping on moving forward. Do not let rejection, and it's not rejection at all, but it really holds people back a lot. It's like, oh my God, I can't send an email. What if it's too many emails in their inbox? Or what if somebody sends a nasty reply? And it does happen now and again that you get a reply like, oh, maybe not. Well, no, nasty. People do get nasty replies. I personally haven't gotten nasty ones, but yeah, you know, some people question what I write, and And that's okay. You know, you just really develop a thick skin and be open to feedback in those conversations, or just move on. Just move on and keep holding your vision of your online business that you're creating, and decide that it's going to work. Mindset is such a huge part in creating an online business. So yeah, I said already, oh no, this is a good one. Become devoted to your cause. Really devote yourself. You've got to devote yourself to it. It's not going to happen if you're willy-nilly just halfway in or tiptoeing around it. You've got to go really right all the way in, be fully committed in order to make it work. Because the reality is, like I said, so many people are doing this online. And the reality is that the majority are struggling. The majority of people online are struggling. Even the ones that don't seem to be struggling, there's a lot of people online that are struggling. So you've got to be very committed and very devoted, and you will be one of the ones to break through and make it happen with commitment and with belief that it's going to work. With absolute conviction, making it non-negotiable. So become devoted to your cause. You've got to feel passionate about it, because how can you be devoted and committed if you're not passionate? So really feel passionate about it, and think about how it's going to impact people's lives, and that the more that you step up and share, the more of an impact it's going to have on people. And that's just a fantastic feeling when you realize that people are listening to you and following you and watching you, and that their lives are changing from it. It's just, it's humbling. So when you can realize that and remind yourself of that, then you can really get behind it and become devoted. I am devoted to my business. I absolutely love it, and I'm devoted to really expanding it in a massive way, and it feels really exciting. I'm not like that every day, but more and more so, and that just really comes with dedication, commitment, and just continuously learning and growing and overcoming fears, really. So number 6, build a know, like, and trust factor. I've touched on that already, but it's really about, connecting with people. And you know what? Also, don't make the mistake of just sharing and running away. You've got to interact, and which is time consuming. So create that in your structure, in your schedule, in your daily schedule. Allow time to interact. And mea culpa, I feel bad about that. Sometimes I don't get to comment and reply to people as much as I would like to, or I miss comments. And so that's something to really, decide, well, this is part of my business building, so I've got to devote, put an hour aside in my calendar. If I have an online business, then that's realistically what I need for that. So yeah, and also not just posting, but commenting on what other people post, building relationships and reaching out to people, building relationships. That's what it is. Private messaging people that you feel attracted to, basically, and having a conversation with them. So if you're attracted to me, in a business way, reach out and let's connect. And just building relationships with people that you feel aligned with. That's it, really. To build that know, like, and trust factor. And it doesn't mean that you treat everybody that you have an interaction with like, oh, this is a potential client. It's trusting that, they're there for a reason, and to just enjoy that connection. And then some you'll work with, and some will just be a great relationship to have. Number 7, show up every single day with tips and sharings, and trust that the people that need to hear your message will hear you. Trust that. It's amazing. It's personally, I've been touched by people that I didn't even know, suddenly reaching out to me and working with me. I'm like, gosh, I didn't even know you were following me, but they're silently. I heard somebody say recently that 99% of people are not hitting like or commenting. They're just watching. And so, don't be disheartened. It really has nothing to do with the likes and the comments. Don't be disheartened. Just keep on going and showing up, and trust that even if they're not commenting, that can be discouraging. And just know that the people that there are people out there that are watching you. And if they're not, or if there's only 1 or 2, there will be more and more. There will be with time. Trust and keep showing up. Be committed. Okay. Number 8, offer to help them at the start, right? When you're creating your online business, offer to help them for free or at a very low price. And this is a mindset thing, because it's not free. They're investing their time with you. They're investing their trust with you. And in return, you're getting experience and confidence and hopefully a testimonial from them where that you can share with others. So, really, rather than sitting at home all day and not working with anyone, and, I also know for sure that when I work with clients, it raises my vibe. It feels really good. And, action brings traction. So if you're sitting at home and thinking, well, I'm not going to work for free, and you have no clients, so you're not helping anybody, start offering free 20-minute tasters, or, reach out to people, or if you see somebody struggling, say, you know what, I'd love to offer you a free session, something like that, because it's not free. It's all an investment in your business, right? Obviously, if you've been doing it a while and you're really undervaluing yourself, then that's a mindset thing as well, to look at what is it that's holding you back from charging your worth and really stepping up and owning your worth and sharing that with people. Okay, number 9, work through all fears and resistance and voices that would tell you that it's not possible, because there's lots of little gremlins in there. Remember that anything is possible if you decide that it is and commit to it fully. There's so many great YouTube videos about that. If you're feeling like, oh, I don't know if it's possible, just go on YouTube and search on motivational videos, and there's so many stories of people who were struggling and who made it. And the important thing to emphasize again is it takes commitment, it takes showing up, it takes structure, it takes dedication, and to really make sure that you're creating. Like, that's what I love about this show, that it Totally Tuned In, is that I'm creating every day and I'm sharing every day, and I feel, yes, I tick that box of showing up and sharing in that way for my business. And for me, I am my business. Okay, work through all the fears. I have a program called Totally Mindset Reset Program, where I share on how to work through fears. There's lots of tools there. A very good, if you're interested to join that program, let me know. You can message me, private message me. Otherwise, the work of Byron Katie is a very good one to work through, to identify and work through stressful beliefs, because that's people say as well, I think it's so true. Becoming an entrepreneur is a brilliant personal growth path, because you'll come up against a lot of fears, and visibility is a fear, for example, and being judged, fear of being judged, and to let go of that really allows for great growth. Okay, number 10, ask people to help you spread the word. When you're starting out, maybe your friends know somebody that you can help. There's always people out there that can benefit from whatever it is that you can offer. So, really ignore that voice that would say, oh, well, people won't want my help in that way. Just think about it. Who have you helped before, and how do they benefit from it? And know that there's more people like that out there. And ask people to help you spread the word. Okay, number 11. See yourself as a business owner and act like one. I see this often, and it took me a while as well to really remember I own a business. I am a business owner. I'm a businesswoman. And people can feel resistant to that. The reality is, if you want to pay the rent at the end of the month, then you've got to see yourself as a business owner, and you've got to create ways to generate income. So see that. And I said, act as if you're about to have your yearly performance appraisal meeting, like in a 9-to-5 job that they have, where you have bosses, and imagining that you wanted a salary raise. So if that was the case, you'd be really showing up and really performing, right, in order to get a good appraisal. So just do that and give yourself that performance appraisal, but really show up even when you don't feel like it, because that's the difference between a 9-to-5 job and working for yourself. In a 9-to-5 job, well, you have to anyway, right? You have to, or you'll get fired. So you're like, oh my God, I don't feel like it, but I've got to, right? When you're working for yourself, you're like, I don't feel like it. And there can be a tendency not to push through. Push through, because you're running a business. That's it. Okay, number 11. No, that was number 11. See yourself as a business owner. Number 12. Show up even when you don't feel like it. All right. Okay, that was the next one. Show up even when you don't feel like it, and keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up. That's it. You know, don't show up for a week and say, oh, nobody was watching. I'm not going to do it anymore. No, just keep showing up, keep committing and recommitting. Action brings traction and trust. It doesn't, well, it can happen overnight. I'm not saying it doesn't happen overnight. For some people it does. And from my experience and my learnings, it doesn't happen overnight. You've got to keep committing and recommitting and keep showing up. Number 13, let go of perfectionism. Done is better than perfect, and done allows you to hone your craft. And you want to continue to hone your craft. So be okay with showing up imperfectly. If you're not okay with showing up imperfectly, then forget it. Forget it. Because you'll hold yourself back. And I think the online world, well, maybe there are some perfect people out there. I don't know, I think imperfect is more likable anyway, because, you know, perfection doesn't really exist. So just show up as yourself imperfectly and embrace it and accept it and love it, because when you do, others will. Okay, let go of perfection. And then number 14, finally, be bold. Just decide that you have an online business. Just claim it and create it and say, yeah, I do. And I'm really good at this, and I'm going to go out there and help people, and I'm going to earn money from it. I'm worthy. I'm worth it. And it's in my hands. It's in your hands, literally, because you got to type or speak. But you're the one that will make it happen. So get to work. Get to work now on creating your online business. Let me know if you've got any questions. There's so many things, you know, like I could have said Online Business 101, how to create a WordPress site or something for creating a website. But honestly, you know, all of that should just pay somebody. There's an awesome website called Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com, and you can get a website created on there very cheaply by someone else. Don't let that hold you back. Just show up, be you, connect. And I know several people who really became very successful before they ever had a website. They did it without one, and just showed up on Facebook. Facebook is a brilliant way. Instagram is also a good one and LinkedIn is another one. I mainly use Facebook, but there's lots of different avenues, and just whatever, you know, there's no rules, there's no right way to do it, just whatever you feel called to do. And just make sure that whatever you feel called to do doesn't involve you sitting in your office for a week without showing up publicly and sharing, because we can develop so many excuses, and I had them for so long. Oh my God. I remember a whole summer I wasted creating a silly website. When I think back, I had this it seemed like a great idea, and I just stayed creating it. It doesn't exist anymore, the website, but really, I didn't know it at the time. I didn't have the knowledge and the understanding that I have now, but it was a brilliant excuse for me not to show up and put myself out there, because I was getting my website done. And I was kidding myself with the fact that I thought, oh, when this website is done, then, you know, millions are going to come to my website. So just show up and be you, and decide that you're going to have a totally awesome online business. Okay, speaking of which, if you want more support on that, I would say message me privately, because you'll make great leaps if you work with me privately. And if you want just daily reminders and support in an awesome environment, then join Totally, which is my membership program, leavekay.com/live totally. There it is. That's the link. It'll appear in a moment for joining my membership program. And yeah, reach out, say hi. If you found this useful, please share it and let others benefit from it too. Lots of love. Bye.